First of all, I want to thank everyone who's on the altar today. Tim has been such a gift to us and his words and inspiration. Our altar servers just were seamlessly able to deal without a third person who had to call in sick at the last minute. What has just struck me over the years is when this sort of thing happens, people just step up. There's no resentment, there's no bitterness, there's just no frustration. It's just onward we go. So thank you. Just a little update on Father Brent. He continues to have ups and downs, and I think more ups than downs, but he is pretty committed to coming back a little bit at a time, maybe shortly after Labor Day. It will be a while before he's up to saying a full Sunday service, but he really is, he has his sights on coming back a little bit, and more details as they come. As you know, Barbara's mother passed away on Friday, and Barbara has a big void. There's no question about that, and she's heartbroken, but she's good and sends her best to all of you. But we'll find ways to reach out to her. The office will be closed Tuesday and Wednesday of this week, so it's never open on Mondays. It will open again on Thursday, God willing. That's the plan. The annual meeting is next week, and we're going to work on maybe having a little bit of an enhanced coffee hour, but that will be a surprise next week. There are a pair of eyeglasses that have been left here for a couple of weeks. I believe it was Libby's memorial that somebody left them here. So if you're aware of anybody who's missing some glasses, they are on the table in the narthex. And the vestry has a meeting this week. We'll talk about things from masks to supply priests and maybe trying to get a more permanent supply priest. I'll let you know those things as they unfold. And finally, Heath is going to speak to us a little bit about stewardship. Thank you, Heath.
Good morning, good morning. What a beautiful day it is at St. Francis by the Sea today. Thank you, Melissa and Ann and Peter, for letting me do this. Me and my wife Claire and our son are just so blessed to be able to call this our church home. I grew up in Missouri, and my dad was he was a pastor. So, I've been in church most of my life, but for a long time, I kind of struggled with my faith and my belief, and I had a lot of hard years. And it was really hard for me and Claire to find what we'd call a church home. And over time, it just became more difficult, and I found out that I was kind of blocking all that, and I was in the way with my big head all the time. But luckily, in 2020, when we had fully decided that we needed a big change, God had more big changes for our life, more than I could even imagine, and it wasn't just a move from Missouri to Maine. My wife moved a little ahead of me. I had some work to do still in Missouri, and in those few months, God gave me a new heart and a new spirit than I could just tell you about a different time, and it just gives me goosebumps thinking about it and sharing it. But with that, my life changed in an instant. And I asked God from that day on to teach me how to be a servant. Because I spent my whole life before that thinking about me and I. Teach me how to think about you. And I finally got up here, and me and Claire said it's really important. We know that we need to find a church home. Now I'm not in the way. And so it was 2020, and you guys know about Zoom. So we started attending different churches in the area on Zoom, and we got to St. Francis, and we heard good things, and we tried that out. And we loved the message through Father Brent and the welcoming from him. And he reached out to us the first time, and so did Wendy, and then so did a few of you others. And it just really made an impact on us, and we really loved it. And so we decided, okay, which church are we going to try next week? I think we want to try St. Francis again. See if we still feel the same. And we did. And we just, we haven't missed really a Sunday since 2020. But really what hooked us was you all. We would stay for the coffee hour that was on Zoom, and we'd listen to the conversations, and we felt like we were getting to know you all just from listening to you all, from your love and your genuine care and your laughter, talking about your chickens and your cats and your dogs, well, you name it. Past Halloween costumes, I remember. It was so interesting, but we just knew right away that was our home, but that was a big part of you, and that coffee hour was just so funny for us and so awesome. But I could not wait to get back to in-person like this, and I know you all were too, because I was really excited because I knew this was our home and I wanted to be a part of what we do here. And we're talking about how God works through us. And so when I asked God, I want to be a servant, I don't really know what that means because he lets me know and guides me and directs me and helps you guide me too. And so when there would be, I just have to be listening and be willing, like a lot of things, but we needed help up here at the altar, and we could always use more help there too. But I heard a calling and a pull for that, so I wanted to help there. I loved it. I love being a part of this church and serving at the altar. Then our good friend Bob. What is he? All the help he's been doing running that rodeo for so long. Well, we all know, he could use a little help there too. And I always wanted to kind of help, but I didn't really know how to. And God led that road up and walked that out for me too. All I had to do was just listen. And with the help of a little encouragement from some others, that plan was put right into place, and I've been able to just love working with Bob and trying to develop a better system for all of us, and hopefully you can hear us in the house. So it's wonderful. But it's all part of the serving and giving back what was so freely given to me. It's in many, many ways in my life, that's all I want to do is to give back in some kind of way. So if it's there, and if it's back there and on the cameras, on the microphones, if it's how I am at work, at home with my wife and son and our family, that's great. And sometimes, and we just love giving in all the ways. And we love giving to St. Francis. It's all important because luckily one of the things I was taught when I was younger is the giving. God blesses you for all those things in all the ways. But giving to St. Francis is very important to us too, because we are so lucky to call it our home. So thank you for that, and I look forward to Claire and Fox being with us here soon. But until then, you have to hang on to me. But we absolutely love this, and I appreciate you letting me come share this. I really get emotional when I talk about things passionately, which is almost everything nowadays. But thank you so much. We love our church home, and we love giving and telling about how God has worked through us. You've all helped. Thank you.
Amen.